Hey everyone, welcome to your Universe Z, the place where we talk all about the Dragon Ball universe. Today we are going to go through Gohan asking Shenron to become the most powerful warrior in Universe 7. And if you would like to see more Dragon Ball content, please leave your like and subscribe to join our Universe Z. Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball franchise is one of the most popular shonen anime series of its generation. The anime has maintained tremendous popularity over several decades and is a good example of anime that knows how to change and evolve over time, but without losing sight of itself in the process. Dragon Ball continues to cover a lot of material, but the titular Dragon Balls are what helped start Goku's crucial journey in the first place. The Dragon Balls never completely disappeared from the franchise, and if anything, they only became more powerful and unique as the scope of the series became broader. Amazing things have been accomplished thanks to Dragon Ball's wishes, but there are still some requests that they can't fulfill and go beyond their limits. But could he make someone even more powerful than they really are? How strong could Shenron make a Saiyan? What wishes might or might not he be able to grant? Let's talk about all of this in today's video. Shenron is a magical dragon from the Dragon Ball franchise. Shenron is said to live in the igneous center of the earth. Whenever he is summoned, he will arrive to grant a wish before returning to his igneous home to sleep until he is summoned again. Before the events of Dragon Ball, the last time Shenron was summoned was to grant someone's wish to become king, possibly referring to the Hairy King, as Bulma explains to Goku in their first encounter. Originally, Shenron could only grant one wish per summoning, until after the Cell Games saga where Dend upgraded him to grant 3 wishes, 2 if multiple people were revived with one of the wishes. Shenron's power is directly tied to the abilities of whoever created him, i.e. Kami or Dend. As such, Shenron cannot defeat or kill someone whose own power exceeds the creator and cannot exist without the creator still being alive. He is unable to restore the life of those who have died of natural causes, but can restore a person's youth. By reviving several people at once, he can only bring back those who have not died for more than a year. In Dragon Ball Z, it is revealed that Shenron cannot grant the same wish more than once. For example, bring back the dead he has already revived once. It is revealed that although Shenron has vast awareness and knowledge of all existence and its history, such as the existence and ritual to produce the ancient Super Saiyan God, his perception is not omniscient, as he could not tell where the last Super Dragon sphere resided in a different universe than Shenron, making it too far out of reach and too difficult for Shenron's power to locate. Furthermore, Shenron could only maintain his summoning for a certain period of time, regardless of how many wishes he granted. Gradually, Shenron's form will weaken before finally dispersing until the next summoning. He often shows an air of impatience to those who delay wishing because of this. In Dragon Ball Z, Broly, Second Coming, it is suggested that Shenron is able to grant wishes without actually being summoned, demonstrated by him letting Goku into the battle against Broly. However, it is implied that the act of granting this wish had a significant impact on Shenron, as the dragon spheres began to spread once again after Broly was apparently killed. In Dragon Ball Z, Battle of Gods and Dragon Ball Z, Resurrection F, Shenron is shown to be able to leave without being asked. Dragon Ball Superhero, Dend upgraded Shenron to be able to unlock a person's latent potential, since he himself was too young for it. When this wish was granted, Shenron was able to grant the wisher a potential release state, and in Piccolo's case, he cast a bonus. However, even with all these powers, there are still some things that the great Shenron cannot do. First would be to kill someone more powerful than his creator. There are so many villains obsessed with the dragon spheres to become stronger, but they don't consider the idea of just using a wish as a stealthy means of assassination. One little-known rule is that Shenron cannot kill anyone stronger than the creator of his set of dragon spheres, which in current times means Dend. It is an especially dishonorable way to get rid of someone and would raise a lot more trouble than it is worth if it were something allowed. It is safer that Shenron cannot become a weapon in that sense. Next, grant the same wish more than once. Dragon Ball covers a ton of territory and often defies convention, but there are still standard wish rules that are addressed with Dragon Balls. One restriction is that Shenron will not grant the same wish twice, which is especially problematic when it comes to resurrections. That said, different sets of Dragon Balls with contrasting rules are introduced throughout the franchise. This double wish rule applies to the Earth Dragon Balls and Shenron Dragon Balls, but is not restricted by the Namekusean's Dragon Balls. However, they are surrounded by their own peculiarities and restrictions. So is reviving someone who died of natural causes. It is really exciting to see all the different desires that drive the characters to find the dragon spheres, whether they are benign and petty or have a planet-wide impact. One of the main functions of the dragon spheres is that they are used, within reason, to revive warriors who have died in battle. This kind of resurrection is allowed, but Shenron reveals that he cannot bring back to life people who have died organically from natural causes. It's a curious caveat that prevents certain characters like Grandpa Gohan or a pre-Cell Saga Goku from a second chance. Changing someone's species also becomes something impossible. There are almost limitless possibilities when it comes to Dragon Ball wishes, and while some territory has not been explicitly explored, there are still hints as to what is a very radical request. Something that Shenron might just put into action is to change a character's species. It's a tempting idea, but it would be chaotic if some villain wishing to become a Saiyan or a Namekusean decided to try being human for a while. There is at least one fusion to experiment with in this department. Granting unlimited wishes also seems like a viable option, but being smart can be dangerous. Dragon Ball begins with Goku's quest for the Dragon Balls when he is still just a child, and so it is a seriously missed opportunity that he initially doesn't try to wish for 100 more wishes. Wishing for more wishes is basic childish logic when it comes to genies or that kind of stuff. This would not have worked, but it would be good for the series to set a firm precedent in this area. They still need to continually revise their own Dragon Ball rules because one wish is no longer enough. Becoming a Super Saiyan is not within their powers either. Dragon Ball Z generates a lot of excitement during the Frieza saga about the prospect of a Super Saiyan, if such a thing exists, and who will achieve that honor. Vegeta is determined to claim this position and also retrieve the Dragon Spheres. It seems that the fastest way would be to simply wish to become Super Saiyan, but this cannot be done. Shenron still struggles with questions about the Super Saiyan God when he is approached by him. It would also lower the stakes if Goku and company could just wish their children to acquire new Super Saiyan levels. Affecting alternate timelines doesn't present itself as an option either. Future Trunks' debut in Dragon Ball Z comes with news of a considerably depressing alternate time. Trunks travels back in time to avoid this outcome and properly prepare Goku and company. If it were possible for future Trunks to simply use the Dragon Spheres to fix his timeline, he would do so. The Dragon Spheres are restricted to their own dimension. At the same time, Dragon Ball wishes presumably cannot be used to alter events in other universes. Super Dragon Spheres are an exception to this rule, but there doesn't wishing for the destruction of the Dragon Spheres. A patient strategy allows the Dragon Spheres to be used as a persistent source of fortune. However, some greedy villains see the Dragon Spheres as a way to get stronger and want to make sure that no one else can do the same to counter their actions. A spiteful strategy would be to wish for the deactivation or destruction of the Dragon Spheres, but Shenron cannot sabotage himself like that. There are still ways around this, such as King Piccolo killing Shenron himself after he grants his wish, or to eliminate the creator of the Dragon Spheres. Finally, we have someone to become the most powerful in the universe. Dragon Ball has looked at a few different ways to acquire the power of the Dragon Spheres, whether it be a desire to regain youth or acquire immortality. However, the most recent chapters of the Dragon Ball Super manga reveal a fascinating issue. Granola wishes to be the strongest in the universe, which this new variation of Shenron explains that there are restrictions behind such a procedure. Granola can only achieve this if he is willing to sacrifice long periods of his life as a craft. Even then, this is not always possible and is fraught with limitations. That said, we can say that Gohan could indeed ask Shenron to become as powerful a person as he wishes, but at the cost of a chunk of his life. It would be a dangerous gamble, but would he be willing to make such a request? How strong would he become? Would he be able to release other forms still unknown to us? Leave in the comments your opinion about what might happen if someone were to make such a request of Shenron. That's it. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any suggestions for videos, don't forget to comment here below, because I'll be reading all of them as I always do. Also, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any content from